Hey, yo, lovely people, and welcome to another episode of the Schulering Hub podcast, Talking Hospitality. I am your host, Mauricio Schiller, and thank you for investing your valuable time to hang out with us and tolerate my weird accent. Today, we are talking innovation. For this, I invited Robert Recupero, the founder of Moomenti, a new way to book your next luxury moment, to speak with us. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mauricio. Thank you so very much. How are you?
It's a pleasure to have you here. And Moomenti called my attention lately. You are working with Rocco, that is part of our community, and great person. And he asked me to have a look at Moomenti, and I got to know you, and I really enjoy what you guys building there. So I invite you to speak to us, talk about Moomenti a little bit. But before we get there, I want to introduce you to our community. So please, Robert, just tell our community who you are.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, Mauricio. So I'm based in Geneva, Switzerland. My career is not so much hospitality. I've been involved in banking and finance for the last 25 odd years. And we launched Moomenti 1 year ago, or a little bit over a year ago. And so as I said, we come from finance, and we basically the team is based a little bit around the world. I'm here in Switzerland. Pedro, my partner, is based in New York, in the US. We have Beatrice helping us from Spain, but she's a managing partner of a great company here in Geneva and Dubai called Ferry Motion. We have Jeanne, she's based here in Switzerland as well. And we also have Elana, who helps us as a brand ambassador, just like Rocco does, and Eric as well in the US. So we're a little bit all over the place, but we like the tight ship we're building, and it's quite an exciting journey, I have to say. So I hope we are going to talk about that.
Yes, 100%. So from banking to hospitality to becoming an entrepreneur in hospitality, what is the challenge that you're trying to solve that actually sparkled that idea of creating Moomenti?
Great question. Look, on the user side, when I was managing director at JP Morgan for 8 years, and before that, I was senior vice president for Thomson Reuters. That involves a lot of travel, a lot of hotels, and so I've seen a lot of things. And especially at JP Morgan, I was in New York 1 week every 5 weeks for a number of years. And it struck me that even though I was really a frequent flyer, I love New York, I've been there, a zillion times, I was still confined to a tourist role, although I was very frequently there. And then I had this idea, hang on, there is only one hotel where I can sleep at night, but probably 2 or 3 where I could hang out for the day. But where are these places? What's happening around me? I had no idea of really where I could go as a guy working in New York. So when work was done, 6, 7 p.m., you're just left as a tourist. And I was thinking, hang on, why don't we create an ecosystem where I would find curated luxury experiences around me, always within the context of a luxury hotel, because I love them, they're secure. There's many reasons for which we pick. Why don't we create a platform where I can book and pay luxury hotel experiences? And that's really how the idea was born. On top of that, I'm a single dad. I think it's a very important dimension. My son is now 19, but he lost his mother when he was 7. So I've been in charge of organizing all the leisure time, the weekends, the holidays, and whatnot. So on holidays, young kids, even if you're in a beautiful hotel, let's say in Palm Beach, after 2 or 3 days, they get bored. So you want to explore maybe other hotels, maybe you're not in the right place, maybe you want to check out for next time what are the available hotels around you. And as you already have a hotel, you want to just have the opportunity to book it for the day. So what happens is it's very cumbersome. You never know who to call. You never know what are the hotels. that are accepting external guests. So that's where the idea came out again. And I thought, hang on a minute. So either for work or for leisure, I think there is a great opportunity here and a great purpose really to create again an ecosystem of curated experiences in safe and great places like luxury hotels. I hope that answers the question, really how the idea came about. And that's how really Moomenti was, the idea of Moomenti was born.
Beautiful story. When we're trying to solve a problem that we are having ourselves, it really makes sense, right? Mainly now we touch it like being a single dad and trying to solve the things that you can do with your family. I can see that a lot of travelers are probably having the same issue. I was listening to Master of Scales today, like the book, the audiobook, and he mentioned something about that and experience with Airbnb, that when they are trying to create a very curated experience and how hard that it is for the tourists. So well done on finding that niche.
Yeah, and it's really a niche market, but then it's always the same, right? You have the idea and then you probe it with friends, colleagues and whatnot. I was at JP Morgan and I bounced the idea. So what do you think about that? And then people just validate your assumptions and they say, yeah, I remember, like, I'm not a spa guy. Like, I love spas, but the common areas, I'm not into massage and things like that. But then you talk to friends and especially girls, they go, hang on a minute, but it's so cumbersome to book a spa. It's very 20th century most of the time. You have to call, read out a long menu, a PDF and whatnot. So on Moomenti, you just go there, it syncs with their spa booking system, and they love the idea of the marketplace around luxury experiences, but spa being one of them. Also, they mention, you know, sometimes you can book online, but then you have always to check out one hotel by hotel. And again, the marketplace wasn't there. And you have a lot of people just validating your assumptions. And that's when really you want to really switch gear and go into, oh, let's try and build a business plan. Let's see how this could make sense from a business perspective. And this is where my partners came in, Pedro in New York, and other great investors that are just friends here in Switzerland. So that's really great when people just validate your assumptions. I think it just helps a lot.
It's true. Validation is an important part as well. And where is the business right now then? How developed are you? And when you speak about the marketplace, how are you building that ecosystem?
So we're a little over a year now. So our focus wasn't really B2C. It's always the same, right? Chicken and eggs. When you create a marketplace, you go see hotels, they go, how many followers do you have? How many, users are using the app? And if you go to users, they go, how many hotels do you have on the platform? So you never know where to start. Well, we try to solve it, especially talking with tech guys and people who have done it before, especially in California. We have a lot of contacts. And we understood that basically we need to build great partnerships, and building the supply is our focus right now. So we are on a phase called we're on soft launch. So everything is ready. We built the app. We really did the JP Morgan way, if you want. So you build a prototype, then you do what we call solution interviews. So we interview more than 100 people worldwide. We didn't want to have a skewed result, like interviewing only Europeans or only Americans. So it was really pan across the world. We had Asian, and we did 100 solution interviews. And the purpose of solution interviews is just you present people with a prototype and you just gather feedback and data. And the more data you gather, and this is what we call intelligent data, then you can make intelligent decisions. And the scope and the purpose really of a solution interview is understanding whether you're solving a real problem or a problem that really doesn't exist. So again, do you want to invest more, or you're solving a problem that doesn't exist? So for us, it was quite amazing. We're used to solution interviews and we never had results like we had on solution interviews. And it was more than 90% of the people who rated very good and excellent the purpose of the app, the solving problem ability, and basically then all the other clusters like user experience, navigation flow, and things like that were really great. On On some places, we had to go back to the drawing board, and this is the point of solution interviews, like the spa flow wasn't optimized, so we had to go back to the drawing board. At the gender of the therapist, for instance, people want to know who's going to treat me, who's going to touch me, is it a male or a female or anyone else? And really, it's really an iterative process, but that was so important. So we did the prototype, we planned for it, then we built the app, and now we're on soft launch. So the app is really live on the stores. We really focus more on building great partnerships. We can talk about that with great brands and great hotels. And next year and following is going to be more about scale and expand. So it's going to be about bells and whistles on social media and things like that. But right now, we're building the portfolio of curated experiences. And when we sign a hotel, we do very localized marketing, and it's proven really, really efficient and successful.
Wow, I'm learning more about my own startup right now. I'm loving this chat, actually. And Robert, tell me one thing. So about the partnerships, how you're targeting them, and what type of hotels or type of experiences you are targeting to become a partner now?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. And that was a question, do we open for all hotels or not? And then my background of global head of tech operations, that included customer support and customer service, Thomson Reuters and JP Morgan. So I thought, from a customer perspective, really, you want to minimize the level of support you're going to get and the level of complaints. So the categories that we decided to put in scope for Moomenti is 5-star hotels. I mentioned earlier, these are safe places. I love to hang out in a safe place with my son, with the family, with friends. And it's always great to have that moment of relax and unwinding in a luxury and yet safe place was for us really important. So to answer your question, it's luxury hotels, 5-star, but it could be curated 4-star hotels. And I would even say maybe a 3-star hotel, as long as it's very relatable and it's modern luxury. So what I like to call like barefoot luxury. Sometimes you can find great places like in Old Bob's, I'm not sure I pronounce it the right way, Rocco would kill me probably, but in Tulum or in, maybe you have great little hidden gems. And for me, this is barefoot luxury, and that would be in scope. It has to provide the right level of service. We can talk about the trends in hospitality, and it's great to have opulent places, right? And really wow places, but sometimes new customers, next-gen people, they look for something more bespoke, more hidden, more off the beaten tracks, if you will. So, but again, from a customer service perspective, let's minimize the complaints and let's not open it to anyone because, we really want it to be an exceptional experience. I didn't mention, but Moomenti is all about privileged access. So it's really more about let's provide privileged access to places where you wouldn't get into if you're not a guest. So this is really what Moomenti is all about. We're not about discounts, and you have a lot of coupon passes and day passes apps out there, or just experience apps. For us, we wanted to stick to luxury hotels and experiences in the context of a luxury hotel. So that's really what we focus.
So just to recap and trying to make clear for our audience, you're saying that the goal of Moomenti is to capture that luxurious experiences that hotels can provide to non-guests that have that ability or the availability to go and enjoy with their family, enjoy themselves, that those experiences that these hotels offer, even though they are not guests. So it's a way of finding which companies offer that, right?
Absolutely. So the idea was, and it's funny, but again, when you talk to friends and you evolve in the project and you're more now into business planning, people come to realize, hang on a minute, right now the model sometimes is you need to buy the room to access all the services, right, of a hotel. Why do we have that entry point like that? And younger generations, they want a moment sometimes. If we think about the locals, they don't need the room. And so why don't we flip the model and make all the available services available right now? And almost like treat the room like another service. But let's have them all at the same level and unbundle the offer so that basically you can offer any type of experiences to whoever. They could stay. You mentioned, people that don't stay in hotels. That's true. Sometimes people opt, and it's not really function of their purchasing power, but sometimes people prefer to rent a villa. They prefer to, or sometimes they stay with the family. They go on Airbnb. You mentioned Airbnb earlier. They may be just in another hotel, maybe with less facilities, but they still may want to have that vacation in the vacation and have a star day with the family, enjoying a really great place, a great pool afternoon, or a great spa treatment, or a great charity or rooftop event at the end of the day after work. And that's really where Moomenti kicks in. And we didn't want it to be like our booking window is only 7 days out. It's really meant to entice like impulse buy. Oh, it's sunny outside. I'm with two friends visiting. Let's go in an afternoon for at the pool or whatever, let's smoke a cigar. I'm not a smoker, but let's imagine. And cigar smokers are very interested in Moomenti because they never know where they can go and smoke. So that's really the objective of Moomenti. Let's unbundle the offer. Let's make all the services available to whoever. And again, they could stay in other hotels, but there's only one hotel at night where you can sleep, but probably 2 or 3 where you'd love to hang out. So,
wow. So we're talking about real experiences, like not only the facilities of the hotel, but you mentioned now like even a rooftop event. So just for our hoteliers to understand that in Moomenti they can offer a particular event that is happening, or is that a recurring event? Breakfast maybe? Do they offer it?
Exactly. We can pan through. So we provide really bespoke experiences, but it could be pool and beach access. That's fine. It could be the fitness. You just want to hang out at the fitness room or at the gym. You can drop the kids at the kids club of a luxury hotel and go to the movies, for instance. It's always better than a nanny, and I know something about it. Sometimes nannies don't speak the language. My son is French speaker, so at the time he didn't speak English, now he does, but it's always cumbersome. So let's put him in a great kids club and you can enjoy yourself maybe with friends. So kids clubs, lounges and cigars. Again, special events. You mentioned like a rooftop event. It could be a charity event. It could be an art exhibition, for instance. So when I was in New York, I would have loved, to have that marketplace and say, oh, well, there is an art exhibition or an after-work party at the Refinery Hotel rooftop. And that was my vision. Oh, it's on Moomenti. I book. I have my QR code, and now I'm a New Yorker for a moment. That's really my vision. And you turn up, nobody's going to bounce you off as long as you abide by the rules, by the dress code. And all this is in the app, by the way. So we want to make sure our users have no ambiguity whatsoever as to where they're going. Where do I need to turn up with my QR code? What is the dress code? And are there any rules? Can I go with my pet? Can I go with my kid? And so forth. So that's really the idea of Moomenti as well.
That's great. Now, if a hotel wants to sign up, what's the process there? Is it what they need to do?
So it's very simple. So we signed like a subscription agreement with the hotel. It's done via DocuSign. That triggers then a welcome pack on our side. So basically, we send them accesses to our back office. It's a very intelligent back office built in Django, if we want to go into technology terms. It's very easy to use. And basically, we help them and we curate their content. So they upload their pictures, their descriptions. So they create packages, really what they want to put up for sale on Moomenti, what kind of products or services they want to put. And then they assign prices and a booking pattern, and that's it. And the system really works. It's been designed. We built this with the help of Swiss Deluxe Hotels feedback. And basically, they told us we need the lowest level of maintenance available. So what we did is we assign to any experience a number of seats per day you want to put on Moomenti, let's say 5 at the pool. So 5 seats per day the hotel assigns at the pool. And then from one day to the next, it rolls over. So you don't have to go in every day and feed the inventory. So it rolls over 5 seats. We don't need huge numbers, but it's proven really efficient. Our partners just love the platform. And again, if from then 5 they want to increase to 10 or shut it off because they have a private event, they can do that. It's very versatile and very flexible. So then we provide the accesses. There is a tiny training, 45 minutes training on how to use the platform. And then off they go. On the other side, we send them a Stripe. We work with Stripe for the payment processing systems. So on the welcome pack, you have the accesses to the back office, but as well a link to create the Stripe account. It just takes 24 hours. Once you're created the Stripe account, then you're connected from a finance perspective to the platform. And that's done. You've created an airtight environment where on one side you feed your experiences to Moomenti, and on the payment side, every time the client basically pays a transaction on the platform, the hotel immediately gets its share, and we take a commission on that. That's really the engagement model.
Wow. It seems easy.
It's very easy.
Seems appealing.
Yeah, so in less than 4 days, we had hotels really creating content, getting the Stripe account set up, and starting the operations in 4 days. So it's really a matter of, assigning a few resources, getting the training, and we help them all along. We really love to curate the content for them, to translate, if not, because our app really works in many languages, 6 languages so far. So we translate the descriptions if they don't have time to do that. We do that for you, and we take care of everything. And then there is a publish button, and off you go, and you're live on the platform.
Sleek. And one last question on Moomenti, because that's probably one big question mark that our audience would be having now is, how do the customers learn about Moomenti?
Yeah, great question. So we have as I mentioned earlier, what we do on our expense, we do social media marketing. Right now we're on soft launch, so we do really targeted. If you sign up a hotel in any given city, then we advertise in that city. We do great ads. We have a great design team, split across Ferrymotion, the company that helps us here in Geneva, but also with Curating in London. It's a fantastic communication agency. They help us really with the tone of voice, with the ads, basically the brand visual identity. We created a great document about brand visual identity. So we create these ads. That's one layer of getting to know us. The other one, if the hotels are used to work with influencers, then we would engage with those influencers as long as they're recommended by the hotel, by our partner. It's not our world, right? We come from finance, so we learn the hard way. It's a tough jungle. There's a little bit of everything, any type of animal, the great ones, the beautiful ones, and then the less great and the less beautiful. So we were very wary of that environment. So if hotels really recommend us great influencers, then we would work with them, and that would be the second layer of awareness. And then you have the local visitor centers, the tourism office, the tourism boards, which provides like a broad type of audience, a broad type of coverage for us. So that's really the 3 layers that we have in mind, right? And then I would add a 4th, but it's not in our hands. The most successful hotels who really generate the most revenue are those who really share our content, because they have, unlike any other startup, we are so lucky because our partners, they already have an existing platform on social media. So when they share our content, they multiply basically the coverage. We can leverage and it's our it's our target audience basically. And those who do that, we created deep links. So when you advertise something, if clients and users click on it, they arrive right in the app, at the right place within the app, at the right experience. So those deep links are really great for hotels. Basically, you can advertise, a special event like a brunch on a Sunday. There's a special brunch, with maybe free flow champagne. And bam, if you have the deep link, then you can drive the customer and the users and the guests basically right to the buying page. And that's convenient for everyone, the users and the hotel. So that's the 4th layer, but it's not in our hands. If hotels share our content, even better for everyone.
Beautifully structured, Robert. You guys got everything there. It's well organized. Thank you for sharing all this. And we are getting to the last part of our chat here, where we play our future game. Yeah, and I always introduce this game as being be wild, be crazy, because that's what it is about. It's about dreaming what it's coming, what we think it may be coming, to sparkle ideas among our audience, to sparkle ideas on ourselves when we have this chat. So basically what we ask normally is, what's coming in the next 5-10 years when it comes, we're keeping to 5 because 10 years got too fast right now, in crafting these experiences. And I would ask you, as a consumer of luxury experiences, what you would be expecting that would be happening in the next 5 years?
Yeah, it's great. Sometimes we find ourselves in trouble as non-hospitality people coming from banking and finance, although Pedro is an engineer. But on the consumer side, and I try to keep really my finger on the pulse of the market. I'm really trying to observe how people use the app. We're now gathering a lot of intelligent data, so again, we can make intelligent decisions. And I think the trend is really, hotels want to break out of the pack. So that's on their side. They really want to just differentiate themselves, and I think they will do that not only through amazing properties and amazing facilities and amazing infrastructure. That's gonna stay, but maybe be beyond the opulence, beyond the greatness of the places and the views and whatnot. It's really going to be about how they provide bespoke, customized experiences for the next generations, or even the older ones. I'm 56, so I'm there. But I still want to be handhold. Really, I like to feel myself taken by the hand, and this has been really designed for me. This experience is really for me, and it could be a fine dining experience, it could be an excursion, it could be just an afternoon at the pool, but I really have to feel it special. Maybe with my name on the chair, everything has been prepared. I'm really, we asked I mentioned the solution interviews before, and we asked people, why do you go in luxury hotel? What do you look for? And most of the people, I believe it was 80% of the answers were, I want to relax and reward myself. Okay. And the second was to reward someone I love, and to recognize, and really reward someone I love. I thought that was very interesting. So when you want to go to a hotel, you want this to be the perfect experience. So going forwards, that's going to be a trend, more customized, not less opulent, but besides the opulence, you want more, you want something different. Then sustainability. I think my vision in the future, we will pick the places that really take care of the environment and not around greenwashing. People really want to see this in effect in the properties. And I've mentioned Tulum and these places, and obviously this is going to be a trend. And then people maybe will travel less because of their, environmental conscience. And so again, what can I do around me in my hometown? What can I do as a local? And again, we seldomly, at least here in Europe, we seldomly think about luxury hotels as a viable leisure option. With my son, I go around the lake, but with Moomenti or anywhere else, I may want to consider what can I do and have really a great time just around me. Not necessarily 10 hours flights and things like that. So that's another trend I foresee, engaging more with locals, engaging more with the local community. I think it's a trend in hospitality that started with COVID, and I think it's here to stay. I hope this makes sense.
No, it does. It does. And when we speak about local, when we speak about community, we are talking sustainability as well. We are talking about bringing value to the community around the property. And I think that this is probably the most important value that a luxurious hotel brings to a community is the support of the surrounding people around, not only the jobs, but how can you support everything else that they are providing and catering for these customers, these guests that are coming out. That was amazing.
Yeah, and just a final thing, maybe matching the digital habits of the users. They all use now especially Gen Z. We have in the team Elana, she's 22, and she loves that, I don't need to call anyone. I can just pick my experience from a portfolio of curated experiences, book. I'm well received. Everything is prepared for me, and it's really flawless. That's really the trend. I think people want to engage, like we're all used to now. I send you money with my phone. I can book a table at night. I don't have to call anyone. And this is really, I think, the trend that it's here to stay. I love human contact, but for things really, for add value things like, in hospitality, you may want to talk to someone when you have really something special to take care about. But besides, for the basic stuff like booking an afternoon, I think people don't want to engage with people or lose time on the phone. This is very 20th century.
True. Robert, we're getting to the end now, so thank you very much. But before we go, I would like to know, how can our audience contact you and learn more about Moomenti?
Yeah, please, just write me, robert@moomenti.com. Moomenti with 2 O, so MOOMENTI.com. So robert@moomenti.com. I'll answer any email, any request you guys have, or just go on moomenti.com. There is a Become Partner section and just engage from there. But please do write me. That would be awesome.
Robert, it was a pleasure to have you here in the show. Thank you very much. I hope that our audience took notes and are learning, and we'll talk to you. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Schulering, bye.